And it looked like the Indiana Fever front office is in serious trouble for revealing some major information. Guys, how come I'm not seeing no scouts, bro? Where the scouting department? Do they even have a scouting department? You mean to tell me, as I look through this thing right here, y'all done made all the y'all done made, hold on, you lied to me.
Herb Simon believed he could assemble a title-winning team and let everything sort itself out. Instead, the result has been hollow assurances, dubious roster moves, and a franchise still lacking a true winning identity. At the same time, Caitlin Clark, the clear star and public face of the WNBA, can only stand by as the Indiana Fever's internal flaws become more obvious.
This is the team that has blown double-digit leads all season long. We just lost to the goddamn Washington Mystics. Terrible, man. That is a bad basketball team. They got two young, rising stars. They're rookies. We got dominated by Sonia Citron and Kiki Ariafin. They was just taking math class and sociology and chemistry 3 months ago. And they came out there and dominated us.
Fans are shelling out top dollar simply to witness flashes of her brilliance. Still, the roster surrounding her is far from capable of competing at the standard she sets. The much-talked-about Caitlin Clark effect is real, but under Herb Simon's ownership, the Fever's front office is increasingly exposing a pattern of neglect and poor management.
I mean, the bottom line, though, is Caitlin Clark is missing, and that is showing, and I think everybody is missing her, including myself. She has carved out this, really big niche in the WNBA. A lot of fans have come to see her, and she, unfortunately, has just been plagued with injury after injury, and the Indiana Fever have had to try to, tread water or, keep afloat, and fans are trying not to lose hope until and if she returns. Because Caitlin Clark is the reason that a lot of people, myself included, are just so drawn to the WNBA, so drawn to her play style. And I gotta say, I really feel for the rest of the team.
Herb Simon has fallen back into familiar habits, where meaningful leadership in the Indiana Fever organization is replaced by a hands-off, let-them-sort-it-out approach. He barely has to open his wallet before the arena fills and the revenue starts rolling in. On the flip side of ownership, where wealth is treated like monopoly money, there's a franchise unrealistically banking on its superstar to shoulder the entire operation. And the truth is simple: no player can carry an organization alone.
We're in the process of building a $78 million practice facility. The Indiana Fever consistently draw over 16,000 fans to their home games. The Indiana Fever, amongst the top franchises in the league when it comes to merchandise sales. The Indiana Fever, now you know, marketing campaign. Kelly Krauskopf saying she wants to be the Apple of the WNBA. You would think, after all of these accolades, after all of the speculation, after all of the now you know, you'd think that we'd have a scouting department, right?
Herb Simon entered the Caitlin Clark era carrying the confidence of someone who expected immediate results, only to discover he had quietly scaled back the very foundation required to build a contender. What makes it worse is how easily opportunities were squandered. A top-tier scouting operation, elite coaching hires, and a championship-level supporting cast for Caitlin were all within reach. Yet the organization opted for a slapdash approach, relying on casual scouting and blind optimism instead of deliberate roster building.
You lied to me. I think they merchandise sales was up like 300%. Y'all done made all them millions off CC Effect. And y'all ain't hired no damn scouts. Caitlin's in deep trouble. Oh, it's looking real spooky. You mean to tell me y'all done made all them millions, bro, sold all them damn jerseys, and y'all do not have a scouting department? What the fuck? You mean to tell me? Hold on. Are you serious right now?
Herb Simon was willing to spend on shiny practice facilities while neglecting the people and systems required to properly evaluate talent. In some cases, executives barely knew who they were bringing in, lingering outside agent meetings like spectators at basketball Woodstock, hoping that competent decision-making might somehow echo through the walls.
Lambert chick, man. You're always picking up these random, dog. Like they're going to Walmart. Hey, yo, can you play? All right, I got you. Go on a team. Like, come on, man. I'm sick of these players. We're at the point where you just need a body. But I just hope she puts a better performance than Sims did, because Sims was god awful. Sims looked like she never played basketball before. She was horrible. Somehow we have Turner on the team. I don't get it. But yeah, this new player, I looked her up. Averaged 6.8 in college. Not impressive, man. I think she's just a body.
If you're enjoying this, don't forget to subscribe. As for the Fever's scouting department, well, calling it a department might be generous. Drop a resume in their office and you'd hear it hit the floor. The accounting copier sounds more active than their talent evaluation process. This isn't a scouting system, it's a suggestion box. Everyone else is effectively freelancing off the work of competent organizations. This goes beyond simple oversight. It's organizational malpractice. Herb Simon has turned into a cultural liability, to the point where the WNBA might as well offer hazard pay for watching a franchise's potential waste away under his ownership. Meanwhile, Sophie Cunningham is left wondering why she's glued to the bench while the team clearly needs her experience, toughness, and spark on the floor.
We lost by 1 point to them. The third quarter, they went on a 19-0 run. You hear me? Which put them up by 12. By the fourth quarter, they was up by 12 points. That's ridiculous. And then let me say this. What sense does it make for Stephanie Jigsaw White to take out Lexi and Sophie at the same time? You hear me? At the same time. Her rotations don't make no sense to me. And if it don't make sense to me, that allows me to think otherwise. She is fixing these games. The organization is in on it too as well. I'm sorry. At the end of the day, like I said, they just dragging us along to keep making money. Caitlin Clark, aka my precious CC, she ain't coming back this season.
Sophie sees occasional starts, usually wedged between baffling rotations and yet another display of organizational chaos. But this is where things cross into the absurd. When Caitlin Clark goes down with an injury, the illusion shatters. The player who single-handedly turned the Fever into a relevant franchise, bringing in roughly $78 million in attention, filling arenas, and making the WNBA must-watch television, gets sidelined, and the entire operation crumbles. Not because she failed, or because the fans disappeared, but because Herb Simon and his front office built a Ferrari engine without bothering to add brakes, steering, or a transmission.
Think that we'd have some bodies that sole job, the sole purpose, their sole designation within this franchise is just to sit in a dark room watching hours and hours and hours of film of players overseas. You'd think at least that's what Apple would probably do, right? If Apple was running the Indiana Fever, they'd probably invest in something like that.
When Caitlin Clark went down with her groin injury, her third injury of the season, it exposed a brutal truth. The Fever had no backup plan. Overnight, a supposed contender turned into a franchise scrambling for emergency 7-day contracts, even signing players the coaching staff barely knew. That's not roster management. That's improvisation with real consequences. Veteran contributors like Sophie Cunningham watched meaningful minutes disappear while unscouted replacements were thrown into the rotation. Clark's absence didn't just hurt the team, it broke it, revealing an organization built entirely on one player. The injury crisis laid bare years of neglect in scouting, depth, medical planning, and leadership, failures that fall squarely on ownership and management, not the star who carried them there.